My name's Nick. I started Nick's Electronics Repair over a decade ago, and since then we have fixed over 25,000 devices. In today's video, we're going to be fixing a Frigidaire gallery oven with model number LGEF3045KFK. The issue we're experiencing is that when we press the bake feature, it does say it's on, but the heating element actually never gets hot. So it will stay at the 100 degrees even after 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and open it up, find out what's going on. One of the easy tests we can do is with the power disconnected and a multimeter in ohms resistance mode, we can check and see, are the heating elements working or not? So the first one we're gonna do is for the baking element is our yellow and orange. And we wanna make sure that we have between 15 to 20 ohms. And we're getting 16 ohms. If it's a little lower, that would be okay. A little higher, that's also okay. And then for our broil, we are gonna do the orange to the blue. And same thing, we want that similar reading. So let's see, 11, 14 ohms. So that's still within spec to me. It's a little lower, but that's okay. To me, that does confirm that both the heating elements are working. That means the issue, most likely, is coming from the controller board. So at this point, we are gonna remove the controller board out of the unit and take a closer look at it at our workbench. If you're not sure how to do that, we do have a video showing you exactly how to disassemble and remove that controller board. That'll be linked in the description down below, as well as at the very end of this video. Now, most commonly for these controller boards, we most often see the top circuit board be defective. So we're gonna go ahead and remove it from the green circuit board that's below it. To do that, we do need to remove a couple clips right here. So we're pinching the center and removing these plastic pins. Now we can pinch them and lift the board away. Just like that, and then wiggle it up. Here we are. Okay, and there's going to be a very obvious problem here. We're going to take a close look at it. So actually, before we take a close look at it, this relay, that's the one we're looking at on the back right now. And we're going to be looking at this pin over here. All right, and you see that? That is a very bad crack solder joints. So if I push it around a little bit, there's a little movement. It's hard to see, but it is there. And just to give you a better idea, this is what the joint was supposed to look like. Although this one is also bad, there's a bit of a ring around it forming, and that will get worse over time. And it will look like this eventually. But this is a clear indication that our relay has a burnt joint, and we'll need to repair that. Now at this moment, it does seem like this relay is the only one that is currently defective and has that burnt joint. But recently we have found that a lot of these relays over here also can malfunction and cause failures with this circuit board. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna replace all three of them, even though I believe that the only thing we technically need to do is replace this relay. So let's get started with that. We're gonna desolder the relays. To do that, I'm gonna start by adding more solder, and that's so that we can get a really good flow. Then we're gonna be using the desolder pump. Very nice. Now we're gonna do the same for our burnt joint here. Okay, that looks good. Whew. And we have two more legs down here. And last one is right here. Now in theory, if I properly desoldered it, it should have fallen out. Ah, I think I see it. There's a little solder left right here. And here we are. I'm just gonna do a quick little cleanup with our desolder wick. Here we are. Next, we're gonna go ahead and remove both of these. Same process, we're gonna add a little solder first to all of our joints. Now I actually don't think I did a good job over here. So we're gonna reflow one more time. That's better. All right, we're gonna scooch all the way down here. These are gonna be the last 4 joints. Oh, and you know what? It looks like my relay just came out. Let's see, let's do that for the second one. Can we knock it out? Yep. Now the only advantage of doing that is that it's actually easier to desolder these holes when there's no leg in the middle. And same thing, we're gonna go ahead and clean up our solder with the desolder wick. We actually don't really need to on these. It was only important to do that on the other relay, which had the burnt joints, because there were impurities in that solder, so we definitely didn't want to resolder with those impurities. Because there aren't necessarily impurities in the other relay joints, it's not as important to make sure they're as clean, but we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna give this board the royal treatment. I have my 2 smaller replacements here. They are Omron G2RL-1A-E-CV. So we're just gonna go ahead and put them in. And right now I'm just gonna try to lock them in. So we're just gonna add some solder. We'll touch up those joints again in a second. Just want to lock them in on the other side. There we go. And I'm gonna touch these up a little bit, specifically this one. Perfect, next we're gonna put in our big one. And same thing, we're gonna go ahead and lock in a couple of the pins here. And for these larger pins, I definitely want to make sure I'm sticking around for long enough. I want to get really good heat transfer into the pad and into the leg of the relay so we have a good bond. We're just going to touch this one up a little bit. There we go. So this does complete the repairs for the oven board. We're now going to put everything back together and test it in the oven. We have installed the controller board back into our unit. We're going to go ahead and select our bake feature and start. And you'll actually notice that we're already at 200 degrees. So I'm going to cancel it. And that's because I actually had the oven on for about 5 minutes before we shot this shot. But that does confirm that our oven is fully functional. I'm not going to leave it on for any longer because unfortunately there is something in here smoking. But that does conclude our video. If you're interested in sending in your controller board for us to fix, we do have flat rate services that are available on our website. Everything comes with a 1-year warranty. Those will be linked in the description down below. Otherwise, if you found the content helpful or useful, leave us a like, subscribe for more, and thank you for watching.